It is preparing to go live. We are live. Welcome, everyone. I'm here today with Cathy Demers, and I met Cathy a couple of years ago when she invited me to be on one of her trainings, and she is a master of helping. Preparing to go live. We are live. Welcome, everyone. I'm here today with Cathy Demers, and I met Cathy a couple of years ago when. Okay, there we go. We don't need to hear ourselves twice. I've got to figure out how to get one muted when it goes live. But I met you a couple of years ago, and what I was so impressed with is you are the master at connecting entrepreneurs and small business owners with great resources for their business. So today we're going to share $7,000 worth of free resources that they can have access to in their business, and they're good. There's a lot of great content in there. So I'd love to just have you share a little bit about how you got started in this direction and why you do what you do.
Great. I'd love to. I want to start with something. You look so lovely today. I have pandemic hair. So I'm wearing my lucky fishing hat. I figure it's a good week to do that. So, yes, we recently launched the Thanksgiving Feast of Education, which has become an annual event. And I absolutely love putting this event together. There's a lot of moving parts and everything, but it's so great because my mission and the mission of businesssuccess.com is to massively contribute to the prosperity of small business owners. Now, prosperity is about a lot more than money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the money is important. Someone once said you can't buy happiness, but you can rent it for a while. And I really love that. But it's all about making sure that people have the resources. There is just thousands of things for people to choose from out there. And I love being in a position to be able to vet some of those tools and some of those experts that are out there and make sure that they're the real deal for people, that they're going to get good value. And the response that I've gotten in past years from the experts who have just been so generous at donating these gifts has just been amazing. And one of the things I want to say is that there's a lot of free information out there for sure. There's a lot. But these are programs that are normally sold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a very unique position because during the Feast of Education, people can get these programs that they won't find for free anyplace else. These are not little teasers. These are the real deal that these experts actually sell. And so they've been incredibly generous because they too want to be able to support people during this Thanksgiving period. So for me, it's all about prosperity. And small business owners, I believe, in a very unique, somewhat challenging position these days, but a very unique position because they can contribute directly to the prosperity of themselves and their families for sure, but also their teams, their communities, and their countries and the world as a whole. So the impact that we make at the Thanksgiving Feast of Education has these huge prosperity ripple effects. And so I love that. So I'm all about prosperity, and business success is in the name. And I love that about being able to connect people to these resources.
Well, and when you reached out to us initially, we had already been thinking, what do we want to do for Black Friday? And I had already been thinking, I just want to I want to give something away this year. And so we had already been thinking in that line, like instead of doing a sale, let's give something away, because it has been a hard year for a lot of entrepreneurs. Even if your business is doing well, it's been a hard year, because if your business is doing well, like we've still had to make a lot of changes in our processes and how we do things. There's been a lot of pivoting. So I know there are a lot of small business owners that are ending this year tired and wanting for next year to be easier, smoother, more successful than this year was. And so when you reached out, it was a perfect fit, because now instead of us giving away our $500 course, we get to be a part of giving away over $7,000 worth of business trainings and tools and resources.
Yeah, there's over 30 experts who've donated gifts. I've been accused of having been a bit of an arm twister. These people are really generous. The other thing I want to mention is that it's also a fundraiser. It's also an opportunity for not only experts to, really come from a place of gratitude, but for those people who get gifts, I'm really encouraging them to make a donation to support our next generation of entrepreneurs through supporting junior achievement. And it's entirely optional, but we've raised this, a pretty important amount of money for this volunteer organization that's been in place for over 100 years. over
Awesome.
100 years, they've been supporting youth to become entrepreneurs and small business owners. So it's just such a great thing for us to be doing, Amy. And I'm so glad that you donated your program.
Well, I am happy to because the one that I donated is my sales training. It's called the Sales Map, and I know for me that it business was hard and entrepreneurship was hard until I really got confident in closing deals,
Mhm.
and that opened all of the doors where I could focus on marketing and focus on fulfillment and all of those things, and it would make an impact. But before I could sell, it was like nothing was moving. So
Yes.
I'm happy to give that. So I would love for you to tell a little bit about, the other programs and what they can get inside of the Feast of
Can I
Education.
give people a bit of a tour?
Yes,
Is that
absolutely.
possible? I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's just see. Share screen. Pick the right one. There. Can you see it?
Yes.
Great. So I'm going to be looking away for a minute as I look at my others. I'm a dual screen kind of person. It's the only way I can function these days. So when people go to the Feast of Education page, and Amy, you're going to put a link, right?
Yes.
Just below this video to make it easy for people. But basically there's a little video for me at the top. You can watch that and it explains how it works and what's available. But if we look through here, there's also a frequently asked questions, so all your questions are answered there. But you can see that there's 30 gifts from a wide variety of experts in a wide variety of fields. There's something here for everyone, and everyone needs sales training. I got to tell you that. If you're in business, you're in sales.
Mhm.
And here's an example from David Perdue, Fast Business Startup, a virtual workshop. Justin has contributed something called Not Working, sort of the opposite of networking for those who are struggling to fit in. SD Rand has information about LinkedIn conversions, which is really great. There's a Facebook ads program. There's all kinds of things available. And here's yours, Amy, the sales map. It's a $497 value and you're giving it away for free. But I should mention there's a deadline on this. I mean, these people are generous, but they're not crazy. So there is a deadline. I really want to encourage people to get in and get these gifts while they're available. Now, once you register for the Feast of Education, you're going to be taken to another page with a little welcome video from me explaining what to do next. And all you need to do is just go down and find the gifts you want and then click here to get your gift and you'll be taken to the place where you can request the gift from that expert. So you don't have to get every gift.
Mhm.
Probably not recommended. You'd be busy with this for a while. But certainly you can get as many of the gifts as you like. So you just go in and find the ones you want, request access from that expert so they know that you want that gift, right? And they will send it to you. In some cases, it's available immediately. And if you scroll down to the very bottom of that page, then you are going to find some information about, there's a lot on here, about junior achievement, right? And how we're supporting that. So I want to mention something here that's important, Amy, I think, and that is that people often scratch their heads and go, this just sounds too good to be true, right? People are skeptical, and I don't blame them these days, really. They think there's some kind of a catch. Well, there isn't, right? There's nothing to pay for. You can certainly purchase other things from the experts if you're so inclined, but for the Feast of Education, there's absolutely nothing to pay for, not a dime, right? But the experts are doing this for a couple of reasons. One is that they really want to support the success of small business owners, as you said
Mhm.
earlier. And also, if you resonate with these experts and what they're teaching you, then you may want to become part of their community. They know that. So it gives them an opportunity to connect with a whole new group of people who are looking for solutions in their area of expertise. And then, of course, there's the pay it forward opportunity with junior
Mhm.
achievement as well.
Awesome. Well, I just think it's such a great idea. And, this is a wonderful time of year. I always do some reflection at the end of the year and look at what has gone well, what are we going to adjust for next year. And then after I do that, I always look at what's the knowledge gap that we have. What does my team need to study? Because every year we do study and master new skills. We're really proactive on our team's education. And so this is a great tool that I was looking at and talking with my team. Hey team, what are we getting? Like what do we need to use this year?
Exactly. Exactly. There's lots of opportunity there. And we've only opened the doors on the Feast of Education. We've been preparing for months for this, but we only opened the doors a couple of days ago, and already almost 2,000 small business owners have gotten in and grabbed some of their gifts. So I really want to encourage people, don't miss out on this. This is a very big deal. It's really important opportunity to get some training. That's really important to growing your business, and the opportunity won't come around again, well, till next year probably. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome. Well, let's, if you can go ahead and end the screen share and then we can both come back on.
I will do that.
Beauty chat.
There we go.
All right, here we go. And let me change the view so we're side by side. Perfect. So, as you are getting ready to transition from, the end of this year into next year, do you have any tips or advice for entrepreneurs that are watching us?
Oh, yes. I recently did a survey of small business owners just a couple weeks ago, actually, and I was really surprised by the results because I asked many questions. And one of the questions I asked was, if you had all the money you needed to do whatever it is you want to do, would you continue to operate the business that you have now? And the
Mhm.
result astounded me. It was 94%. 94%. And for a lot of those businesses, they're not doing well right now. 45% of them told me that their results are either really poor or dismal, right?
Mm.
So I would really encourage people to keep that enthusiasm, right? Take a look at your mission. The reason why people wouldn't give up what they're doing, even if you paid them, is because they're very connected to their mission. But look at it from a business perspective and really take a look and say, okay, well, what can we do in order to monetize this mission more effectively, more impactfully? So don't give up on the enthusiasm. I think that's fabulous. It's what keeps my motor running, is watching people being so enthusiastic. 94%. But take a look at your models, your business models, and get help. Get help where you need it. I have a mentor and a coach I have had for many years. I took a company public, grew it to $20 million value. I did not do it alone, right?
Right.
So that's my advice.
I love that. I think, as I end one year and go into the next, I'm always kind of analyzing what do we need and what do I want the business experience to be like next year. And I do love what I do. Like you mentioned, so many of us, we feel called into our space, into being the
Yes.
business owner. And we're here because we want freedom, we want lifestyle, we want to, be able to provide a legacy for our family that entrepreneurship provides. But badly run business is not fun. It's a lot of stress. And so,
Right.
my advice would be to really analyze your business, look at what's missing, and then go proactively fill that gap. And I am telling you, I looked through the courses last night on the Feast of Education, and your gaps will be filled if you'll go there. There's sales in there, there's marketing in there, there's Facebook ads, there's things around vision board, personal leadership. There's a lot of good things in there that are resources to get you started on your journey. So no excuses for going into next year feeling like I just don't know what to do. Like no excuses, they're
Exactly.
gone.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, Cathy, thank you so much for being on with us today. And thank you for hosting the Feast of Education. I just think it's a brilliant concept. I love that it's multifaceted, where you get to give back to the entrepreneurs, but also we get to give to the next generation. I think it's beautiful. So thank you for being on.
Well, thank you for your generosity again. Thank you for supporting and helping me tell other people about this great program and great opportunity for people. I appreciate you more than you know.
Oh, you're very welcome. And for all of you that are watching, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe so that you can get notified every time we release new content. We are bringing you 3 times a week business tips, tools, and resources to help you grow your business. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.